Once again,
Yes.
I said it in the pre-show, overachiever, but we here with it. 30 years Army vet. For those people who don't get it, you're supposed to do like 20 and like be out. She did 10 more. So cool, right? But talk to us about the biggest challenges that you had in that transition from like military to civilian, because I don't think that gets talked about a lot, especially in like our community, right?
Yeah.
So talk to us about the biggest challenge, and then even some advice for some of our military people who are thinking about getting into this entrepreneurship life, thinking about, okay, it's time to get out. What am I going to do?
Yeah, yeah. So that's a great question, Nikki. I guess one of the biggest challenges is so for me, I knew I wanted to be in the health and wellness space. I knew most people when they retire, most people at least that I knew, they were retiring to get a government job. And I
Right.
said, I don't want to do that. I wanted to work. I said, I spent, 30 years building, Uncle Sam's army. Now I want to build the Parks army. Okay. I want to
Right.
build my empire. And so my thing was like people don't know who I am. Like people don't know me. And so when I put like 15, 16 years in, I said, okay, if people want to know who you are, if you need them to know who you are, then you have to get out there. So I would say that was the biggest hurdle to overcome, just getting out there, putting my face out there. And Nikki, my videos were horrible, okay, but I was doing them.
Yeah, you were.
They were
Yeah, you were.
terrible. They were, but I was consistent and I didn't care, and so just like getting out of my own way, like not really caring what other people thought. People clown me at work, oh, here come Colonel Parks with the camera. Here she go. If you don't want to be in the video, you better get out the way. And I'm like, you better, because I'm about to go live, and so just like really not believing, not really caring what other people thought, and just knew I had a dream. I saw, it's like I saw the end at the beginning. I knew what was possible, right? And I didn't know the steps. Only thing I knew is I had to get in action. So the advice I would give someone is just get in action. Like, don't try to sit there and figure it out. Most people try to figure it out before they move. I'm like, no, I was moving and figuring it out as I moved. I just started moving, started getting in action. And so that just kind of reminds me of what CJ talks about. I just started like pushing my own car, and then people just came along and started helping me push. And so that was the thing, like visibility, exposure. That was the thing. That was the biggest hurdle to overcome, because like you can't really market to anybody that doesn't know who you are. Like you got
Right.
to be known. So just get out there and start. Just get in action. Yeah.
What were the beginning steps, bro? So all right, cool. Retirement, that old career is behind us. Health and wellness is my passion. That's what I want to do. I know I've been wanting this since I was 5 years old. What were the beginning steps? What was that first approach to say, all right, let's go ahead and launch this thing? Because hey, maybe you kicked it off right away. Maybe you ran into some challenges, but I want to know, what were the beginning first few steps, if you could take yourself back to that moment? And I'm sure there was a level of excitement that came with it. And then what happens?
So I think for me, and again, I have to keep going back to this thing started before I retired. So there wasn't like a huge hiccup. You know what I mean? It was a little bump in the road. But I will say this: to be working on your brand or your business while you're still getting a paycheck, okay, is very comfortable.
Mm.
Very comfortable, but the minute that thing stops, okay, like when I knew I'm getting my last check here, because my last day of work, because military, when you retire, I retired, and my last day of work was May 24th of 2018. And then I
Mm-hmm.
had transition leave and personal leave and all that. So I didn't actually retire till September 1st of 2018. So I had that block of time where I was still getting paid, okay, but
Mm.
I was home. But when you know that thing is that's a wrap,
Right.
it's a different animal. It's like, okay, nice, Rochell, it's all you. I'm like, you got to make good on this time, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I think being in the community, I mean, already being immersed in Breed University, already having heard, E and CJ and Nicky, and just seeing these people make moves, seeing people go before me, seeing, like he said, start your own community. You know what I mean? Like, have an intro. You know what I mean? And I just started doing all these things, literally just following the footsteps, moves, like literally, like when I say following, I was following. I need to build a community. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have a brand. I gotta wear my gear every time and I just start doing, listen, these arms, I know, Nicky, we joke about it, but before I open my mouth, I get credibility because of these right here. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying, it is
Mm-hmm.
what it is, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's an asset, so
Mm-hmm.
what God has gifted me with, and so really just following the footsteps. It was laid out before me, and I'm like, okay, they made this move. I'm gonna make this move. I'm gonna make this move. And so Neo calls it run. I was running the play. And every play I saw before me, I'm running it. And because it was work for them, it was gonna work for me. And guess what? And it has. It has. So I literally, and we were talking about that before. I literally just been following in the footsteps. I'm
Wow.
like, I didn't have to reinvent this thing. I said it because it works for any industry. It works for
Mm-hmm.
any industry. I'm just in the health and wellness. I said I gotta apply this for my industry. It's gonna work the same. And it has. We're still dealing with people.